Hey guys, and welcome to TomOldy. Yeah, I'm doing another customization video on controllers. So today I'm doing a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. As you can see, I'm doing red and blue, just like the Joy-Cons, so I want it to match. So, yep, I'm just going to unbox the controller, and then we'll get to dismantle. Okay, so it's a completely new controller. So normally before painting controllers or plastics you would clean it, but I'm not going to because it's new. So completely new controller, charging cable, and there we go, there's the Pro controller. So I'm just gonna, well, first I think I'm just going to do the two things, the colours the same as the Joy-Cons, but first before we do that we have to dismantle it. So I'm just going to do a little, what do you call it, Connie? A time lapse is the word?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a time lapse on it. Just with these buttons that came out of the face panel, make sure you keep them together, and you have to be especially delicate with them because this is all exposed electronics and you don't really want to mess that up. Look how beautiful this controller looks on the inside. And then here's the logic board for the buttons. Okay, now I've got all the parts separate that I want to paint. I've got the main faceplate and the two grips. So I'm doing these, left one's going to be blue, right one's going to be red, just like the Joy-Cons, and with this one I'm going to do like a kind of effect. That just looks cool, but first I need to cover this with masking tape because I don't want to particularly cover the logo. So I need to cut out with masking tape and a knife what to protect the logo, so I can see the logo through it. So you should be able to see the logo through it, as you can see. So you just need to try and cut as well as you can around the edges of that. Just move the camera so you can see me doing it, or trying to attempt it. Actually, just got to be super careful with this. Thanks. Just because the light can be a little bit hard, or the logo can be a bit hard to see under a table, I'm putting a torch behind it from my sister's iPhone just to make it a little bit easier for me, personally. And it seems to be working okay so far. It's actually going to be... Okay, we are getting to a point where we're ready to spray. So I've covered the logo as much as I could. With the Nintendo Switch writing, it was kind of hard to cut out, so I just covered the whole thing. I'm going to leave that with a black background. And with the logo, this was relatively hard, but so blue's left and red's right. I'm not going to do a perfect line going across. I'm going to spray them over a bit. So I'm going to do blue first, then I'm going to do red. So let's get this show on the road. Okay, so firstly I'm going to do the blue on the left and then the red on the right, or I'll do it the other way around. No, you're fine there. So I'm going to do blue first. That's going to roughly cover the left side of it. Saying that, I need to cover a bit more with masking tape first. Okay, so what I forgot to do with that, I was supposed to cover these bits up because I don't want to add extra paint to the inside, otherwise it won't go back together properly. So I'm going to do the left part first. With spray painting, you're supposed to go from about 30 centimeters away and directly flat onto the surface you want to do, not an angle. Only an angle if you're trying to get around corners, really. So here we go. The paper just blew away, but that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to go, I know it's just about not going to the angle, but I'm going to go to the angle a little bit to get around some of the edges. Okay, that's blue side done. I'm just going to do red now. Normally I'd wait a little bit, but because I'm doing both sides at the same time, it doesn't really matter. I don't really need to wait immensely long time for them to dry. So here's red coming on this side, and then as you can see in the middle, there's a little like kind of overlay effect, which I quite like. Oh no, as you can see, it was just a drop of paint that hit the middle, which I don't really want to happen. So that's why you need to keep a certain distance. I accidentally got a bit too close with the paint. So whilst that's drying, I'm just going to move the camera. That's why I am going to kind of wrap on this paper up like this, because I don't want it on my fingers, and shove it in there, and then I can kind of hold it at a distance whilst I do the 360. It might look a bit weird. So this is the blue one. Just move the red paint in there because that keeps moving. So keep that there, move that stone there. Okay, so here we go. So once again, you want to keep it at quite a distance. Start with just like little splatters, and then eventually you can go to like the full spray. And this should be a matte colour once it dries. I don't want it to be shiny. So it should be matte anyway. And I forgot to cover the inside with masking tape, but that should be fine. Should all go back together quite nicely. So there we go, that's the blue one done. So right, so that's going to go on that side. You may have to do other coats, but I'm just doing the one personally. Okay, and now we're doing the red paint. And look, the blue's got blue on its lid. Okay, so red paint now. The reason I'm doing these, I can't remember I said this, so it matches the Joy-Cons. Here we go, red. You've got to try and make sure you're away from the wind from other things you've spray painted as well, because they will get covered in it. But because I'm doing it quite close, it shouldn't matter too much. And also, obviously, don't breathe in spray paint because it is harmful if you breathe it in. If you breathe it in, it's fine, it's accidentally a little bit conny, but just don't, try not to breathe it in. That's the main point there. Okay, so that's that done, red one. So now I'll leave this to dry as well, over there with the other one. Just a quick one, off camera, I got my hands completely covered in paint. White spirits, best thing to get rid of it, or just anything pure alcohol. Okay. So the main body is dry now, or mostly dry. Out from the two grips. The blue one isn't quite dry yet, but the red one's dry. So I just record at the end. But I'm just going to take off the masking tape and see how well the paint job went. So I have attached the main frame, or the main faceplate, back to the switch, make sure the buttons work right, or the switch controller, sorry. Now it's just time to add the grips back on, so that's the first one. It's a long black screw. It isn't the best paint job, but it's amateur, and I'm an amateur, so yeah, best I'm gonna get done. It's really not the best paint job. Okay, so that's the blue one up, and then the red one. Whilst I was painting it, I realised the red isn't exactly the same as the neon red the Switch has, but it's red and blue, so it doesn't really matter too much. So just do this one on. Just got to make sure they're fully done up and everything. Okay, so they're back on. There's a slight gap between them, but it doesn't actually affect performance as far as I can tell. So as I said, the red doesn't match perfectly. I'm not a fan of the gap, but that's as tight as it goes on. So wait a minute, if I take it off and put it back on, it might work. Yeah, I undone it and done it, but the gap doesn't seem to be going away. But yep, that's it done. Custom Joy-Con, or just custom Pro controller. I really like the colour on this thing. Not the best paint job, but, and especially, as you can see here, I could have done way better with the logo. But compared to the Switch, I love it. It's great. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. That was how to make your custom Pro controller, and I'll see you guys next time.